Hey friends, welcome to Village Trailz. It's 10ish on such a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm out today to explore the eastern side of the Mulshi Lake. This is the road somewhere between Paud and the Sambhave village where the Mulshi Dam is located. The route map shows a 130-kilometer route that at one point touches Lonavala. My first stop is the Shiravali village where you actually get very close to the lake waters. Last weekend it was the Tamhini Ghat ride, a partial one where I intended to experience the bike performance in a long stretch of Ghat roads. Today, I suppose this would be a completely different test as such. While at the moment, I'm almost cruising around 50s and 60s, this is going to be a very short stretch. Few things I did notice here. The bike is quite stable, nicely accelerating, has no issues at all. Just the odd bumps due to the uneven tarmac and the suspension, which I think is a bit on the stiffer side. It is not at all unsettling, as you can see. While driving or riding, there are some unsaid rules that you need to follow, as if they are subconsciously ingrained in your mind and body. One example I can show here is the quite good and safe distance that the fellow biker ahead of me is maintaining with the biker ahead of him. I too have been maintaining a similar safe distance, and the reason is if any vehicle wishes to overtake any of us, there is sufficient room for it to slide in and slide out without any of us reducing our speeds. This actually ensures that everyone can carry out safe maneuvers and continue their own journeys at the pace and speed that is best for them. As you turn right here, you can join the road that takes you all the way around the eastern bank of the Mulshi Lake. There are 6 villages en route to this place: Sambhave, Valane, Nevali, Shendani, Chandivali, Shiravali. Right at the start, you see is the bridge over the Mula river. The Mulshi Dam is on this river itself, towards the left, hardly 400 to 500 meters from here. The first thing we do from here is to climb this steep hill over a twisty road with about 4 to 5 sharp hairpin bends. Road is narrow, so it gets quite challenging if there are heavy vehicles coming from opposite side. I had a Tata Harrier follow me patiently while I navigated these sharp turns often shifting between third and second gears to maintain the momentum. I really appreciate such folks who have patience, understand the situation. These are the ones who make roads safer for everyone. This is the Valane village. On the right, if you stop by, you would get a beautiful view of the green zone right across up to the Paud town. Here across on both sides of the road, you will see some popular resorts overlooking the Mulshi Lake and the dam on the left. From here onwards, the road remains quite narrow, as you can see. There is plenty of dense greenery on both sides and some resorts or homes sparsely dotting the journey. Whenever you see a small bridge, understand that there would be a waterfall on the right of it, especially a perfect spot to be during the peak of the rainy season. I remember that we had been here a couple of years ago, and then too the road condition was quite good. In a way, I feel these roads are far better than the city roads. Earlier, I mentioned that today's route would be a bit different, and here it is. For quite some time now, you might have noticed, I am able to ride within 20s and 30s, and while the road is winding across tiny ups and downs, it is pretty much consistently that way. I am sure this is going to be a key defining moment as to the bike's mileage when we average it out for this week. Much of it to discuss in the second part of this trip. On the left, you can see a short glimpse of the blue waters of the Mulshi Lake. In 2010, we had been driving all around the top of UK, specifically the Scotland part of it, and all 7 days we had witnessed at least the weather changing 3 to 4 times during the day. There was rain, there was sun beaming down, there was mist and at times cloudy, chilly and dull weather. It was a lifetime of a journey for us as a family, and even today we relish those great moments in time. I still can remember the mirror reflection of the snow capped mountains in the Loch Cloyne while we were on our way to Inverness to see the famous Urquhart Castle. Today, I could see a small reflection of that on this ride. Not the snow capped mountains, but the mesmerizing view of the lake. This is somewhere near the Chandivali village. I think I have reached the place where I need to now take a left and pass through the Shiravali village and get much closer to the lake waters. It's a small village, hardly not more than 15 to 20 homes here. Very peaceful and calm, as you can see. Some village folks who saw me could be curious as to what is this guy doing here at this time of the day. Generally, I would stop by and speak to them, but since I know the place, I chose to carry on straight to that point. Luckily, there's some kind of road. I had to be extra careful not to have a fall, as I don't think there would be any help close by here. I don't think Roadster is an off-road bike. The humongous tire at the rear makes it challenging, but maybe it's more in my mind than what it is capable of. That I guess is one thing I have to discover as I get to ride this bike more and more. I stopped the bike once again, just to be quite sure that I can take this bike further ahead and that there is no risk of either a crash, but even more, getting it punctured either due to broken glass or any sharp objects that could be under this dusty road. My mind was made up. I'm going ahead. It was well worth it, as you can see now. This is that amazing view of the blue waters and the trees dotting the shoreline of this lake. It is an amazing view, time to stop by and soak it all in. Looks like people do come here and camp out, as you can see the bonfire ash around here. The broken glass I talked about is result of those careless campers leaving their trash behind. This actually is the Mula River, which is being stopped by the Mulshi Dam, swells up across this area to retain the rainwater that is collected across maybe a 6 to 7 ranges of these big hills and mountains. I would leave you to enjoy the views of this place, and if you like what you see, would suggest to you to visit this place once if you are living in or around Pune. It's worth the 50 odd kilometers ride and spending an afternoon or an evening out here. Just make sure you take care of this place and leave it as it is. After spending some time here, I decided to not retrace the same route but instead take a longer one. There was plenty of time, and another 2 hours ride would help me complete my goal for the day, around 100 to 150 kilometers ride. On my way back, I was stopped by a couple. I guess they too had reached this place to explore it. They wanted to know if it was possible to ride there. I told them it was indeed and they could go there. As you can see, it really is great to unwind in this way, exploring and discovering new places, meeting nice people, and above all, unraveling the inner you. One way, it's building you to welcome and prepare for challenges too, like those long stretch of road, nothing but you and your trusted machine, your thoughts, your judgments, your anticipation, and your actions. I shall follow up with a second part of this vlog very soon. Stay tuned. I did a mileage test too. We'll share that too in that vlog. Until then, ride safe.